Okay, so y'all already know who I am because she just told you. So my name again is DeeDee Waters. So first and foremost, before I go into my piece and what it is that I'm going to be doing, I just want to give you all just a little something just to think about. Um, my mother passed away January the 31st this year. It was something that happened, and it's something that took a part of my life away from me. See, the whole entire time as I got prepared to come to this event, the only thing I can think about was the empty spot that would hold the spot for my mother. So what I decided to do was I decided to light a candle, but then I realized that the wind was blowing too much to allow the candle to stay lit, right? But then what I decided to do was I decided to allow my mother to sit on the table because it's still the candle, right? So, since I've been asked to speak up, I'm going to show you all the way that I can make my voice go, right? So, the title of this is called When a Black Woman Cries. Don't look at me and think that the reason of my tears is simply because that my man is beating on me or hitting on me or that I don't have one. Don't sit there and think that each and every time that I shed a tear is because my son just got locked up for doing something that he should not have been doing. Don't think that each and every time I shed a tear that it's because of you. See, in reality, when a black woman cries, sometimes what you should start doing is stop wondering why I'm crying, but start listening. Because, see, the silences are something that is so important because it's so silent to the point to where it's extremely loud. See, sometimes I shed my tears, and I shed my tears the way that many of you do. Because a lot of times what statistics show is that the black woman doesn't cry in front of people because we as black women have to be so strong and be upheld to hear. See, not only that, but when we cry, our children ask the questions of, Mama, why are you crying? Granny, why are you crying? Auntie, why do you cry? Whenever they ask those questions, we get ready to tell them things, and sometimes we have to stop and realize that when a black woman cries, see, when a black woman cries, she does things, and there are things that happen. See, when a black woman cries, things start to move. See, when my mother cried, things started to happen. See, when my mother cried, she cried because she gave birth. See, when my mother cried, she cried because she knew that she gave birth to someone that would come into a world that had no promises but the guarantee of death. See, when my mother cried, she cried. But see, she never cried all the time, and she never cried in front of me all of the time. But the reality was that she cried so often to the point to where the tears seemed like it was just a part of the makeup on her face. See, when we continue to forget is that when a black woman cries, something should be said and something should be heard. So see, let me take you to this standpoint. See, when a black woman cries, it's not always about being sad because guess what? That black woman gave birth. See, when a black woman cries, it's not because she's going through everything, but guess what? How about it's because she's come through everything. See, how about we have to remember some things. See, there's a black woman that is crying right now because of what she can see in front of her, and that black woman was me because I sit there and I see all of you in front of me. See, as a black woman, when I cry, I shed my tears because the tears that come from me, I hope that it can be food to your soul. I hope that it can give something back into you. See, the reality is that whenever they talk about Jesus and they think about God, see, Jesus sit there and Jesus blessed the water that turned into wine. How about the tears that come from a black woman's eyes is now your new wine? Get drunk off that because guess what? The reality is that when a black woman cries, someone should listen. When a black woman cries, you should really listen. So, I stand before you all on today. My name again is DeeDee Waters. When a black woman tries, a black woman cries. Thank you.